Hi everybody, welcome to another video presentation in our series on highlighting the changes to sectional title management legislation. My name is Anton Kelly, and in this presentation I will highlight the changes that are contained in Prescribed Management Rules 5 to 20. It's worth emphasizing that this is a very high-level look at the changes contained in the rules and not at all the provisions of any particular management area. So we start with the trustees. In very small schemes, where there are fewer than 4 members who own primary sections, they are all trustees. The majority of trustees are no longer required to be members. There could be no member trustees. Members who are in arrears or breach of the rules are no longer disqualified from nominating or being nominated. The remuneration of non-member trustees must be accommodated in the administrative budget. There are several new provisions that specifically require what would have been sensibly done anyway. Regarding trustees, their actions have to be based on trustee or member resolutions and their spending on the approved budgets. The minutes of all meetings must be distributed to anyone who is entitled to notice of the meeting as soon as possible, but not later than 7 days after the meeting. Members, registered bondholders, future development right holders, and the managing agent are entitled to attend trustee meetings. But they must make a written request to be sent notice and may be required to pay the cost. If there are only 2 members, there is no chairperson and therefore no casting vote. A completely new provision is that trustees must take interim resolutions if their meeting has no quorum, but those resolutions have to be confirmed before they can take effect. Trustees cannot vote if they have any personal interest in the matter under consideration. In fact, they may take absolutely no part in any discussion on the matter and may not even be present at those discussions. The provision that trustee resolutions taken by round robin must be agreed to by all trustees present in the Republic has been changed. Now, all trustees are involved, but only the majority need agree for the resolution to be taken, and the notice must contain a reply by date, so it's time limited. Notice of general meetings must now be sent to holders of future development rights, as well as to members, bondholders, and the managing agent, and they may waive their right to notice. Notice period remains 14 days, but trustees can call a meeting at 7 days' notice if they consider the matter urgent, and they must give their reasons. The notice must contain a copy of the agenda and a copy or summary of any document to be considered at the meeting. The notice must also contain the prescribed proxy form. Bondholders, future development right holders, and the managing agent may speak at the meeting, but only on matters in the agenda, and of course they cannot vote. The developer must provide much more information in its notice of the first meeting of the body corporate, and the agenda has been made much more detailed. If the developer does not call this meeting within the required period, or does not provide the required documentation, the body corporate can do so, and recover the costs from the developer. Members can now avoid having an annual general meeting at all, if all agree in writing to all the required business. There is now a detailed order of business for all general meetings, with specifics for the AGM. Remote attendance at meetings is now allowed, as long as the method used is reasonably accessible, attendees can be identified, and they can communicate with each other. The duties of the chairperson are laid out in detail. There's a big change in establishing the quorum for general meetings. If there are fewer than 4 primary sections, or members in the scheme, those holding 2/3 of the total vote value form the quorum. In any other scheme, members holding 1/3 of the total vote value form the quorum. The vote values of the developer and any sections owned by the body corporate are not taken into account. The vote for ordinary resolutions members is now counted in vote value rather than in number. The vote values for sections owned by the body corporate are not exercised. The chairperson must announce the result of the vote and include the number of votes for and against the motion, and all this must be included in the minutes. Special resolutions taken by members holding less than half the total vote values do not come into effect for 7 days, giving members who together hold at least 25% of the vote value the opportunity to require the body corporate to reconsider the resolution. Before we go, a little bit about us. We are a firm specializing in sectional title and homeowners associations. We present online training courses, provide online support through Paddocks Club, offer a consulting service, and we produce and sell a range of books and other publications. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. Our contact details are at the bottom of the slide. Goodbye.